Hi, welcome to Short Film Showcase. I'm your host, Catherine Cook, and today I've got Gregory Ayriyan, and I may have butchered his last name, here with me today. Let's start off. Gregory, how do you pronounce your name for me?
Yes, Gregory, I like to say it, and Ayriyan, very close. Ayriyan.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
you did good.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. So we just finished watching The Mucker and The Scissors. Can you tell me a little bit in each? What was the statement you were trying to make?
This is actually a very interesting question because let me tell you from beginning. I made this film. So first, I wrote the script. First one was Scissors, and that's about I did that like 8 years ago. It's a long time ago. It's filmed just in single day in 2014,
Oh, wow.
based on
Okay.
my script. And Maca is came out just next to it. It's probably in few months away, and we filmed the same year, but editing we did like after a few years. So I just kept that material footage, and I did editing 2018, I guess. So it took some time. So about the statement, it's just my view. It's art house, let's say art house style films, independent. It's like my vision, what I see. I think it symbolized nowadays global wide, which we experience it now. It shows some chaos, some unusual situation, unusual behavior, some problem with the people when they're alone, they don't have family, they don't know what to do. This is kind of combination of psychology, I mean, psychic elements there, so behavior. And woman, for example, she obsessed with scissors and she want to cut everything what she sees. So something, some problem with that behavior. Say she just obsessed because she doesn't have anything to do, no family, no children, something like that. As I had this kind of association with the behavior.
Okay, so in The Mucker, that gentleman also, you're saying because it's more of a psychological film, he also has no family, no support, so that's why his behavior is a little bit
No,
off.
that's different.
Okay,
About I gave an example about the scissors, about
okay.
that lady, but about the marker, it's a so-called marker. It's mean he is like his behavior abnormal. Even he has good suit, everything looks like a very good, not even drunk, and he behaved like abnormal. He behaved he split everything. He threw the bottle on the floor. So his behavior is like surreal, and try to how to say that, troll people. It's like a trolling or something about that behavior. But this his behavior actually symbolized of some people because they behave sometimes outrageous and without any reason. So you don't know what to expect from this kind of individual. So it's kind of psychology, and in same time as of people behavior, abnormal behavior, in some condition and in some circumstances.
Okay.
That's pretty much about it.
Okay. Now, so you are a very accomplished violinist. Your credentials are really impressive. How did you decide to get into filmmaking?
Yeah, this is that's a good question because, like you said, yes, I'm a violinist. Also, I play piano, and recently I started playing viola. But when I graduated, and I was like 23 years old, and got master diploma back to Soviet Union, that country. And after that, when I was 30, I started composing music. It comes just naturally. And when I 38, I started making films. First, I started making like documentaries, then so-called video art, just music clips. And some films I made based on real stories like documentaries. But fiction films I was starting doing later when I turned 45. When I was 45 years old, right, and I started doing scripts, and I complete 4 short films, each one, like you said, 2-3 minutes long. It was interesting because I always like to see art house movies, like Federico Fellini or Italian great filmmaker Serge Parajanov. I'm Armenian, so he's a very great, well-known Armenian filmmaker, Serge Parajanov. Then some films of Tarkovsky's. I very like art house movies.
Okay. So then, since your background, your educational background is all in music, how do you think that has helped you and or been more of a challenge in your filmmaking?
Yes, it's actually absolutely plus because many directors they can do good filming, they can do good shooting, good material, but they're not so good on music. And music, I think, is most important element of filmmaking. Maybe if you get good music, maybe the film will get success after few years. Everybody forget about film, but they remember good music. So
Okay,
music always stay.
and is that why your films are silent movies?
Exactly. Yeah, I like silent movie, not that dialogues. And instead of dialogues, I'm using my music, original music, which I compose for every film.
Okay, and I saw that in one of them you worked with Daniel. Is that your son or another
No,
relative?
no. Daniel is my brother, and he's doing a lot of things with sound recording, mastering, video recording. He's working on that for many years, and in some films he helped me on sound. Actually, for Caesar, this is the first film which I asked him to do music by himself. So this is not exactly music; it's more like sound effects. So that music, I mean, in that film, I didn't use my own music. For example, in Mecca, I use my composition where I play solo violin. But Caesar is different. I asked him to do sound effects, and he did that job.
Okay. All right, well, and the music was beautiful. I did notice that the films are from about 2014 to about 2018. Are you still working on film or are you concentrating more on
Um,
music?
After that, I made some music clips and some so-called video art. But since there, uh, let's say after 2018, I didn't do any new film. But I hope that I can do it because I have my own script, which I wrote like 10 years ago. And but to do that film, I need some team. I need people, producers, and some people who can help me to realize that project because the project is also short film, short. Also, it's not dialogue. It's going to be silent, even black and white. Like, I very like Charlie Chaplin films, silent films. Even back to 100 years ago, it's still like a model. If you look, it's still contemporary. Let's say this way. So I had a lot of influence by these films. So that's what my idea. If I can have a possibility to do that film, it will be great.
Okay. And so what is describe you started to say you wanted to work on a short film and that would be your next step. But what would be your ultimate project?
I don't know what's going to be in the future. Like I never knew that I can be actor. So I act in one big budget movie. It's just released like last month, and it's called. I played a speaking role in
Oh,
that film. Yeah, I was
congratulations.
surprised too because I didn't expect. When they called me and said, "Okay, you're in a film," I was very surprised, and I did that film. It's called it's already I think they play in movie theaters and in Amazon Prime, I guess. So this called About Fate.
About
That's
faith.
yeah, About Fate. You know, there's the Emma Roberts play and Thomas Mann. I was in episode two scenes with Thomas Mann.
Oh,
You know.
nice.
Yeah. So I saw that movie. This comedy, actually. That was my first. I never thought that I could be in the film as an actor. That's so. I hope I can get another role
Okay.
sooner or later. You know.
All right, so
So
performer, composer, director, actor, writer. See what else? What else do you have in
too
there?
many things. Too many things. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no such
Almost
thing as
everything.
too many things.
Yeah, almost like that. Yeah. My first films, I was working as a cameraman. So because all documentaries I did by myself, I used to have very old camera. You know, at that time they used cassettes, like a digital cassettes, and I used my camera, first professional camera. I remember that Sony DV-Cam camera. And I made those films on that camera a long time ago, like 20 years ago. So I have some documentaries. And by the way, I participate in many film festivals, and I have some awards of some festivals. Yeah, I've been participating in many festivals, film
Okay.
festivals, and I got awards.
Nice. Congratulations. What kind of awards have you won?
I got one in Canada, another one they did on Facebook, Internet Film Festival. I won that twice. Then besides that, I even forget when one in India, one is in Europe. You know, I've been in many festivals for this, you know, for almost 20 years.
Okay. All right. So let's say, excuse me, someone out there is also looking into getting into filmmaking. Their background is not the traditional filmmaking background like yours. What advice would you give them?
Everybody can start making films if the person is very well enough developed, like for artistic view. If anybody have some artistic how you say expression, so why not to start making own movies? And independent filmmaking, that's a plus because nobody tell you what to do, how to do. I give you money, do this, do that. No, you're completely independent. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. Thank you. That's some good advice.
Yeah.
What I'm actually curious, you mentioned documentaries a few times. What were the general subjects that you worked on?
Okay, so you know, I was since like 2004 because of family circumstances. I went back. I was living in Russia for many years, but I'm not Russian. I'm Armenian, so I speak Russian. I speak Armenian, but I was witnessing the changes. What is used to be counted like Soviet Union, and what has become in the beginning of 2000s, and I see drastic changes. So I was just documents that, you know, to the camera. So I took camera, I went to the street and asked people what they think, how they live, what they bothered them, and you know, and that's what I was making, combined with my own music and with the real characters. I mean, real people. So I asked people how they live, what they do. I just documents that, and I did couple movies living in Russia, documentary movies, you know. And one of them got a award in Mexico for independent film festival in Mexico long time ago, like 15 years ago.
Okay. Thank you, Gregory.
You're welcome.
This has been Short Film Showcase, and my guest today has been Gregory Ayriyan. Check out his films, The Scissors and The Mucker.